In moments where I don't know what to do, I tend to do this where I make a video. And I don't, I guess it's moments of inspiration and moments like this. And there's a love hate with that because it's like, if I don't have anything to do, why am I then heading here to like give advice or whatever it may be, right? Why am I not doing work or why am I like whole mental battle inside my head? But anyway, besides the point, I'm making this as like, I guess a public statement to myself because I really I'm gonna stand by it, and it's also a message that I think can help others out there who are in a similar spot. And the message is that what I am working on. So let me actually I'll give context. Um, I'm working on a newsletter with my brother, and we have been working on this for a while. It actually probably shouldn't have taken as long as it took, but either way, it's literally, and I do mean this. I think it is changing the game of newsletters. Um, I just don't think most newsletters are good. I think the writing's mid. I think the topic isn't very interesting to me. I think the writing isn't very good. There's no design to it. There's nothing to look forward to. So we tried to solve that by picking a niche we like. So like business creatives, innovators, right? And we just tell you about one thing that one huge innovator, huge entrepreneur of the past or the present did and how it got them to where they got to. So for example, for Mark Zuckerberg, it was like gray shirt, right? He did he has the closet full of gray shirts because he wants to eliminate as many choices as possible so he can just focus on what matters. And it sounds stupid, but I mean, the dude runs a lot of shit, and you know, every you can't say it's not a stupid choice, right? Just like a shirt, but it saves you time, mental energy, even if it's like a little bit. So stuff like that, right? So like Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, right? He went to India for 7 months. Like these little things that affected the rest of their lives, or not even the rest of their lives, but they can in some sense attribute part of their success to a weird thing. Now again, I'm not saying Zuckerberg became a billionaire off just simply the gray shirt tactic. I'm not saying if you put on a gray shirt every day you will be a billionaire, but you get the point. Everyone kind of has something. It's a tactic, it's a hack, it's something. And the idea is that when you stack these, you're just going to become overpowered. You're just taking, oh, Walt Disney did this. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg did this. Elon did this. Eman Gadji did this. Steve Jobs did this. Alex Hormozy did that. So it's past and present innovators, entrepreneurs, all that stuff. But on top of that, we try to write it well. We try to give you actionable advice. So we give you as great of a story as we can, and then we kind of give you the okay. Here's what how you can use it. Then it's designed by my brother. He made it look so fucking sick. What else? We thought of immersive audio like maybe a month ago, which is genuinely immersive. So it's like it's not only reading you a newsletter, but it's putting you there. So, if it says he was in the office, you're right there in the office. You're hearing the background noises. If someone goes underwater, you're getting plunged underwater with them. So I'm telling you, like, no newsletter is doing this. And even when things claim immersive audio, it's not immersive. They just fucking read it. So like this is special because it's genuinely putting you there. Like it's putting you like in our Zuck one, we make a joke about how he's born on an alien planet. We do this whole story at the start, and you're there. Like you hear a crash landing, you hear the alien noises, you're there in the story. And what other newsletter can you like open up and just like close your eyes or read along with it and just be immersed in a story? Like you're genuinely immersed in a story and you're learning shit. So it's like, what is there not to love? So anyway, enough of me hyping that up. With that though, we just officially launched today. And I say officially launched because technically the launch is in a week, but like we started the marketing now. And I am just making this whole video as a public statement to myself that I will not let, I'm going to be patient and I'm not going to let my lack of work ethic be the reason this shit fails. Because the truth is, a lot of the times we are very stupid. And maybe when I say we, I mean me, but most people are probably like this. what you're going for the most part, if I'm talking to those types of people out there, is insane. You're going for a really good life. So for me, right, I want this newsletter genuinely to be the biggest newsletter ever. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for this to change the game for people that I love and I watch and podcasts on this, to be like, wow, these guys are changing the game. I want it to be the biggest newsletter. I want it to be my source of income. I want it to be what takes me to $1 million. I want it to be what sets me on the path to do like a podcast and like all this stuff. So pretty much this newsletter is supposed to be creating the rest of my entire life. It will allow me to leave school. It will allow me to leave my part-time job, all this stuff, right? Do you hear how big those expectations are? Crazy, right? I mean, yeah, I guess they're big expectations. Not crazy, but I mean crazy in the sense that like it's a lot. It's a lot of expectations. It's supposed to create the rest of my entire life and make my life really good. Do you think it would be reasonable for me to think that would happen very quickly or very easily? See, we have this like fallacy where people tell you all the time, like, dude, it's gonna be hard. And truthfully, I don't even know if it's hard yet because we barely started. So I could say this and it could go really well in like 3 months when some people eat shit for 10 years. But either way, you hear this all the time that someone says to you, or not someone says to you, but like on a podcast, right? That you know, things were hard. It took a long time. And it's like, that doesn't mean shit to you. Oh, it took 5 years. That meant nothing to you. That 5 years that person just said, you would have quit day 4. But to you, they quickly just brush over, yeah, it was 5 years I worked at it. Dude, most people don't go for 5 years. Most people do not have that in them. So my point that is like, you hear this all the time, that people struggled, that it took a long time. And I'm one of those people. You don't know until you start. And again, I barely started, so I don't even know. But my point is, I'm saying this because if shit gets hard, if shit takes a long time, let's look at the goal. Oh yeah, drop out of school, leave the part-time job, create the rest of your life, make a podcast, build the biggest newsletter in the world, get noticed by your favorite influencer, right? Your favorite whatever. The goals are huge. So it's just funny that there is still this belief in my head running where it's like, and also, do you have anything better to be doing? That's something else I want to like address to myself where like, if for some reason it was going slowly, do you have somewhere better to be? Right? Like you're trying to build the biggest newsletter in the world. Do you have somewhere better to be? So it's just funny to actually think about how the brain, maybe not how the brain, how my brain or how most people's brains are so fucking impatient. So impatient. Like I started this today and it wasn't even technically starting. Now, let me say it this way to make it sound even more stupid because I really want to push this point, especially to myself, how stupid these things sound. I'm almost impatient now. I'm not actually ready on the verge of quitting, obviously. I wouldn't be talking like this if I was on the verge of quitting. I'm in this for the long haul. But my point is like, it technically started today, right? We started marketing. We started letting people in, like being able to actually read the newsletter. If I said to you, I want to make the biggest newsletter in the world, there should be no laugh because I do. It's not a joke. But if I said I want to make the biggest newsletter in the world today, you should laugh. And I would laugh. So why is it that there's moments where I almost want things to take off immediately, right? Like we're running ads on Twitter. We're running ads on the actual newsletter platform, Beehive. But they're all like just starting to launch. Like it's not even at its peak. And there's still something in me that's like, fuck, I just want this to work already. And it sounds crazy. If you have not experienced this, or maybe your mind just isn't like this, great on you, because this just shows pure impatience. And I don't even think I don't think I'm that impatient of a person. And again, I'm able to put this aside. Like I'm clearly calling this out and laughing at it. I just think it's funny though that in the forefront of my brain is this thought that like, oh, fuck, like I want it to work. Like, yes, you do, but also remember your goal and think about the fact that things take time and things are hard sometimes. And you hear it again and again and again. things were hard. It took a long time. It took this many years. You hear it, you hear it, you hear it. It doesn't mean anything to you. It means nothing to you that some person ate shit for 10 years. It doesn't mean anything until you have to eat shit for a week and you quit. And it's like, dude, and you don't even realize. You don't even realize that people eat shit for 10 years or 5 years. So even if I ate shit for a year, I would be lucky as shit. I would be so lucky because some people eat it for way longer, right? So it's just like, even if worst case things go bad for a little bit or things are hard for a little bit, I'm still luckier because I'm younger or because I started earlier or because it didn't take as long. I ate shit for 1 year. They ate shit for 5, right? So it's just putting into perspective what you really want. I mean, what are you asking for? You're asking for $1 million. You're asking for a dream life. You're asking to work remotely at whatever time you want with your creative pursuits. There's a trade-off to that. It's not fucking easy. Every single person wants to do that. Everybody wants to sit on the beach and tweet or write newsletters or be able to travel and live these lifestyles. Everybody wants that. Why don't most people have it? Because they can't wait fucking a month, a year, a few years. So I'm making this not because I've been at this for years. I've been at this. I mean, we built the newsletter for a few months and now it's like the first technical day of launch. So technically I would say that didn't even count. Like the building was like not productive procrastination because it still counted, but you get my point. It wasn't really started until then. The work starts now. I mean, there was work, but the work starts now. So I'm not saying this is, I've been at this forever. I've been at this for a fucking day. But I'm saying this as a public service announcement to myself and to anybody else out there who has big goals, big dreams. Because I'm telling you, this may happen to you. This may happen to you where your goals are so fucking big. They're so big. And you expect them to be easy and short. The funny thing is, you don't actually expect them to be easy and short, right? When you go for a goal, you actually expect it to take a long time and you expect it to be hard. But guess what happens? The moment it's hard and it takes a long time, you're done. You're tired of it. So it's weird. You expect these things. It's just so funny when you ask yourself, like when you actually ask yourself the question, like if things took a long time and it got hard, ask yourself, did I think when I went for my dream, there would be struggles, and did I think it would take a long time? Probably, yeah. So it's happening. Like it is happening. Did I think it would be easy and it would happen a week? No. Okay. Well, it's not. It's not unfolding like that. It's taking a long time and it's kind of tricky. So when you actually ask yourself the question of like, did I expect this to happen? No. So why then are you just done? It's been a week and it was a little hard and you're just like, man, I can't do it. You expected it to be. Every entrepreneur ever on every podcast has said, oh, it wasn't easy. It wasn't, but it's just because I think we just hear it so much that we don't know what it's like when it happens to us, right? The moment we have to be patient and eat shit for 5 years, it's not the same because you never experience it. When they say I ate shit, they have something attached. They have emotions. They have a past with that. You don't have anything. So the moment you start and you have to eat shit, it's like, oh, now I have to eat shit. Like I just want to get to the part where they're at, where they can look back and say I ate shit. I don't actually want to eat it, right? I don't actually want any of that. I just want to get past it. Because see, it's all well and good if you got past it. It's all great for your story. Oh, I worked really hard for 5 years and it yielded me no results, right? It's great for the story, but not when you're in it. No one likes when they're in it. And again, I say to somebody who's not even in it yet, I'm just saying if I am to, struggle a little bit, for things to get a little tricky, right? Things take a little longer. I'm not going to fucking quit. So I'm making this again as a public service announcement to myself, to anybody else out there who's in a similar spot. I'm going to make the biggest newsletter in the fucking world with my brother. Nothing can stop me but myself. Nothing can stop me but myself. And this is quite literally me talking to me, telling me, do not fucking stop. Because again, what better things do you have to do? Like genuinely, can you name me a better, and again, I'm talking to you, talking to me, right? Do you have anything better to do? I'm trying to build the biggest newsletter in the world to travel, make a podcast, make a ton of money, drop out of school, all this stuff, right? I'm trying to do all those things. So do you have something better to do than that? Than creating the literal dream life you want? If you have something better to do, be my guest, right? Go F off and watch a TV show or work a regular job, whatever. But the truth is, you probably don't have anything better to do than going for your dreams. Let's just be real. If you're going to convince yourself that you have something better to do than go for what you care about, go for your dreams, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So, as always, I hope this was of value to you. And I hope this, message to myself can resonate with some other people out there. But yeah, with that said, thank you for listening. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.